Hey, hello, leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr., and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So this morning, or today, I want to talk about, I titled this Lessons from the Dead. And when I say lessons from the dead, I'm talking about the show The Walking Dead and some lessons that I've been kind of picking up on. And I recently started watching that maybe a year and a half ago. And I've kind of walked my way through it a little bit. And it really does a great job of building the characters. And there's a few characters in there that really display some really strong leadership abilities. Some are, I'm on season 8 now. And if you're familiar with the show, well, some bad things happen at the end of season 6. And then basically all of season 7, this one guy is a terror. He's the leader of the group they call the Saviors. His name is Negan. But whether you like him or not, he does display some strong leadership values or characteristics. And now I'm not saying I agree with everything that Negan does or the way he leads, but there's one particular show that I'm going to kind of talk about here because there's a show where one of the shows, Negan basically goes into this other camp and somebody tries to shoot at him. And he always carries a baseball bat, and the baseball bat was up in front of him and it stopped the bullet. Well, this group wasn't supposed to have any guns, let alone bullets. And when he looked at the bullet, he realized that somebody had made this bullet or basically reloaded this bullet. So Negan, right away, he recognizes that there's something that could be done here. There's something that could come out of this situation where he got shot at. And he's not looking at it necessarily as a bad thing. He's looking at it as an opportunity. And he immediately realizes that, hey, if they have somebody here that can actually reload bullets, for them, ammunition, well, that could definitely be a huge asset to him. Well, he eventually finds out that the guy who loaded this bullet was a guy named Eugene. Now, Eugene is kind of he's a real brainiac, all right? He's like super smart, but he's like really timid, and he's really nervous and scared as far as being a fighter or anything like that. But he's just kind of a weird dude, all right? And Negan automatically just recognizes that, hey, this guy's a little bit strange, but he can be a great asset to me. And he just kind of takes this Eugene back with him. He kind of kidnaps him in a way, and brings him back to his camp, if you will. And he's realizing, hey, if he can make this and reload bullets, he's so smart, he could probably make bombs for us too. Well, long story, and I'm not going to spoil anything if anybody's watching it, but the thing that really stood out in that situation is, even though I don't really like Negan as a leader at all, because he leads with fear primarily. When Negan gets back to his camp with Eugene, he talks to him and he kind of pulls him out and he puts him to the test. He's like, hey, we got this issue going on here with some of the Walking Dead around his camp that they had. Well, they were using some of the Walking Dead for their advantages, I guess. And Eugene thinks about the problem that they're having, and he comes up with a solution. And he basically tells Negan and the other people there the solution of what they can do and how they can fix it. And Negan was like, holy cow, that's brilliant. And he empowers Eugene to head this operation up. Now, this is something that Eugene just isn't used to having, because he's very timid and even though he's really wicked smart, he's like really just up till this point in the development of Eugene's character, he's never been in charge of anything. He's always been just in the background, and nobody's ever utilized his brains or thought about what he could possibly do to help. And Negan does that right off the bat. And it's pretty cool. I mean, as I got watching that, I just got thinking about it, and it's a lesson that we could all learn. And I wanted to ask you a couple questions. Are you recognizing and utilizing your team members' most valuable gifts and skills? You might have a hidden gem on your team right there in front of you, under your nose, and you might not even understand or realize that this person has a lot of talent and a lot of skill that I can use, or you can use, or your company can use, but you're not taking the time to actually get to know them enough and challenge them enough, all right, so they can show their gifts. Another thing is, are you looking for their hidden talents that they may have? Are you empowering your people and letting them grow? I mean, Negan was like the first one who actually empowers Eugene. And you could see Eugene, it just automatically, instantly built like a loyalty to Negan, which was hated by Eugene's people up to this point. But now Eugene is like, man, yeah, I'm with Negan because he's treating me good. He's recognizing me. He's making me feel important. He's using the skills that I have. So, I think we can learn 5 quick lessons here from Negan. First of all, he made a quick, very decisive decision. All right. He turns a very bad situation, like getting shot at, into a positive opportunity for his mission. He recognizes that Eugene can possibly be a valuable asset to him. He realizes that, hey, if he can make ammo, he could probably be innovative and, see how we can use other things that we have in our possession. The second thing that we can learn, I think, is how Negan instantly builds up Eugene. Now, it's a new member of the team. He doesn't know this is an enemy coming to his team now, so he wants to build that loyalty. And he just went out of his way to welcome Eugene. And, that builds loyalty from Eugene right away. And he makes it a point to tell Eugene, hey, they weren't utilizing you. They just thought you were just a nobody, and I see the value in you. So you could see that, it instantly, Negan is very smart in doing this because he instantly just turns Eugene's attitude around. He shows appreciation for his skills and his knowledge. That's number 3. All right. He shows how appreciative he is of Eugene's knowledge and skills. Number 4, he allowed the new member to prove himself right away by giving him that problem. So he basically said that, hey, I trust you. I'm putting you to the test here. Can you pass this? And as soon as he passed that, he's like, wow, I'm gonna put you in charge. So he put him to the test. He allowed him to prove himself, and Eugene was successful. So it was huge. And then finally, number 5, Negan empowered this new member. He empowered Eugene to lead people that have been under Negan's realm or leadership for quite a while. And now all of a sudden, Eugene, this new guy, is all of a sudden in charge of this big detail and this big operation. And he put him in charge of carrying out that improvement plan that he came up with. So again, that builds great ownership with Eugene, and it builds up his loyalty even more. So that's just some takeaways. And, as I watch this from now on, I'm going to start watching it and trying to get more and more lessons from it. And I don't know. I might even go back and start watching some earlier videos or earlier shows, because all through this, if you haven't watched it, I mean, it gets some, it's not as gruesome as I thought, but it is pretty violent in times. But the character development that the writers of The Walking Dead, the character development that they do here is amazing. And, if it's something that you think you could handle watching, I would recommend watching it, and watch it from a leadership perspective. Watch it and try to figure out, hey, what can I learn from these leaders? Because you can learn a lot from the leaders here. And yeah, it's all fictitious, but at the same time, the writers did a really good job of making it somewhat realistic, and the leaders do a good job leading their people. So that's it for today. I hope this taught you something. I hope you have some kind of takeaway, but make sure you're utilizing all of the resources that you have right in front of you. And sometimes they might have hidden talents that you have no idea about. Have a great rest of your day. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges. We'll see you.